talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Jet, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring son up.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? You already know it is your boy Scotty back with another, man. Happy Saturday, man. Listen, happy 2025. Happy New Year to all you members out there. I know a lot of you guys I've texted in if you were in my text group, but happy New Year, man. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed New Year. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to everybody who came on the prophetic call, prophetic summit. Man, that was amazing. God was really moving. People were being touched, man, and we just appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got what you needed from God, and we might have to pull that one back out. Maybe just members only next time, and do something like that. Now, listen, let me say something. I'm gonna tell you right now, 2025, okay, 2025. I'm not saying Pajot State. I'm not saying their real name. Oh, I'm gonna keep saying Pajot State. I probably won't even say that, right? I'm gonna probably say, like, I'm gonna try my darndest the whole 2025 to not bring up that team in the middle of a Pajot, right? Listen. It will not be uttered. Now, again, I do have other shows. Now, the other shows, they can do that, right? The other shows, it's their prerogative. But if I do a show, they will not be named. He who shall not be, I will not. I'm saying that again with all passion. I will not, in 2025, be saying that school's name. And I mean that. So I should do like a charity anytime if I ever say their name, I gotta like give $1 somewhere. I'm gonna figure out a charity or something like that. But I highly doubt that I'll be saying their name this year. So I'm just letting you guys know. In 2025, I'm starting it off right. You will not hear. I will not be talking about them on this channel. Now, I have been offered to do some shows on other channels. I might keep it going. But as for me and my household, I won't say it. Not saying it, won't say it. I don't even want to say Pajot State. I think that gives them too much credit. But just want to give you guys the heads up. So if you see me and use it, that just want to let y'all be known. So now, send it to the. That's a good idea. I like that a lot. Yeah. All right. So listen, this is how I'm doing it this year, right? So just will give y'all a heads up, man. Rashawn, listen. The bad of the few spoil it for the many. Okay. Don't listen. The bad for the few spoil it for the many. All right. I know that's not the original saying, but it's about as damn close as I can get to it. Now, I want to talk about this article that I read for the grades. Now, some of you guys read it, some of you guys don't, but I'm gonna bring it up. And I thought it was pretty cool. Somebody sent it to me, right? I thought it was pretty cool. Now me, I always gotta do a little spin and twist, flip, jump, hop, whatever. I gotta do a little spin on this, right? I gotta do a little spin on it because I ain't like some of these grades. All right. I did not like some of these grades for what was passed down. But of course, nothing's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their opinions and everybody does this thing right now. The writer, again, a lot of you probably don't watch this show. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give you context of who the writer is off of HBCU Sports. You know, I don't know anybody personally. I've met ballhead Rick Fox at FAMU, right? That's if you're going if it's my left, your right, but going left to right, right? Starting at the J, going to the N. I met ballhead Rick Fox at FAMU. I don't know the dude in the orange. I don't know Pastor Troy. And then Jared, I don't know him personally, but I've read a few of his articles. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just the lineup, right? So you got ballhead Rick Fox, you got dude in the orange hat, Pastor Troy, and then Jared Hoffman. Jared Hoffman is the one that wrote the article. Now, the article is in the original link, because you know I'm not Fox News. I give credit where credit is due. The link is in the description. If you want to read the link for yourself, you can read it for yourself, right? So you can go there, read it, you know, click on it. So I don't want to seem like I'm just, you know, you can go, the link is, like I said, the link is in the description below if you want to read it for the original. It says some HBCU football coaches hires are official. Here's how we graded them. Now, I guess he's speaking on behalf of him and HBCU Sports, but to me, it's just Jared, period, right? So, now, these are the original. Now, he has some other grades in there that I don't care about. Some CIA coaches I don't really give two shits about. So I'm not doing any D2 coaches. I don't care, right? But these are the original grades of some of the coaches that he has put in this article and has graded them. Now, let me give you my grades, right? Let me give you my grades. He has like an overarching grade, right? So if it's like, I'll give you examples. So A, he'll just say A, and he'll give you all the reasons he give you A, right? Me, I'm classifying. There's 3 different grades I'm gonna give these coaches: impact, coach, and fit. Right? Impact. How do you bring the fan base in? You know, how do you make people excited about you? Right? Coaching. Can he coach? Has he ever coached before? Right? Those. And then fit. How does he fit the brand? How does he fit the program? Is it a great fit? And so that's how I'm judging on my regrades, right? So I'm gonna give you his grade. I'm gonna read you the article. I'm gonna give you his grade, and then I'm gonna give you my regrade in these categories of impact, coach, and fit. That's how we're gonna do it today. So keep up, so you guys can get with the picture. Now, first up is Sam Shade. All right, he gives Sam Shade an A. He said we begin this list with Alabama A&M. Excuse me, pardon me, guys. Away from the reigning A&M, who snagged Sam Shade away from the reigning SIAC champion Miles after 14 years of serving as assistant coach at various levels. Shade was hired as Miles' head coach in 2022. Right? He says he's helped the Golden Bears return to championship contention, going for 1-9 records. His first season, 73. His following year, the past season, the NFL veteran led Miles to their first SIAC championship in 2009, knocking off Clark Atlanta 53-25. Let me slide that down so you guys can see it. All right. So he gave Sam Shade an A. I listen, I think it's a great hire. These are my grades for Sam Shade. All right. Impact, a D.
Oh, goddamn.
And it's 2 forms of impact. One, how much buzz does he bring, and then how much buzz gets built around the program. It's a D. It's A&M. They're a basketball school. You know what I'm saying? You would have to go a celebrity hire for A&M for the impact to be over a C, right? Because A&M's a basketball school at this point in time. I think Maynard has let them live in mediocrity for so long that that's just what they feel that they are. Now you still have people who feel like they're, up there, but impact wise, an absolute D. A&M's a basketball school. They don't want to admit it. I'm admit it for them. It's a D. Coaching is an absolute A, right? Going from 1-9, being left with the studs and the drywall because Reggie Ruffin took everything from you and took it to Tuskegee. You got to give him credit. Going 1-9, coming back 7, and then coming back winning the championship in 3 years, right? Building that program from the bottom up. Got to give him an A+ in coaching. And fit, I think, is an absolute A+ as well, right? Now, maybe I should have averaged all these grades out, but that to me comes out to maybe a B+, B-, B-, right? If you give a 4, what? A's are worth 4, B's are worth 3, C's are worth 2, D's are worth 1. So you got, at a possible 4, 8, 12, you got 4, 8, 9. So is that a C, a B? I think that's a B, maybe like a high C, a low B, right? For an overall grade. But yeah, I think they hit it out the park when it comes to coaching and fit. I think Shade is a perfect fit for A&M. Low key, can get it out the mud, recruit really well in the state of Alabama, really good coach. I think they're going to go back to a philosophy that A&M, from what I was told, A&M was a defensive-minded school, right? Was a defensive-minded school, and I think they get back to that. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. So B- overall, B- overall. So there you go. There's your overall B-. Stay with me, Mr. Jackson. You might have to do all my other ones too because I didn't do it like that. All right. Next up, Deshaun Jackson. He gives Deshaun Jackson a B+. Let's read what he says about Deshaun. Deshaun Jackson, B+. The Delaware State surprised everyone by hiring former NFL pro wide receiver Deshaun Jackson as the program's next head coach. Jackson is one of 2 former NFL Pro Bowlers who have, with no prior collegiate experience, hired to become a head coach in the MEAC this offseason. While the results on the field remain to be seen, Jackson hasn't wasted any time getting to work in recruiting on the recruiting trail. He has already fielded 5 transfer commits, including 3 former FBS, one of whom came from a Power 4 program. All right. So again, Jared Hoffman gives it a B+. Let's get to the script grades. All right. Impact. Absolute A+. You went from nobody cares to everybody cares. That is absolutely A+. Now, what I would have loved to see is if possible, if A&M could have pulled off Deshaun Jackson at Alabama A&M, but that's a whole different thing. That's a different topic. But they'll tell you, we wanted Sham Shade the whole time, so we're happy, we're fine. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Coaching, B-. Now, the reason I gave it a B- and not a C or a D is because he was coaching in high school, okay? He was coaching in high school. He was a wide receiver coach in high school. And what I really like about it is that he's bringing the head coach from the high school with him to Delaware State to be his right-hand man and his assistant head coach. I like that, right? Because I'm not saying him not having collegiate experience, okay, is there a hill that is there a learning curve? Absolutely. But to have a head coach on staff to some degree is going to help you manage people, manage personalities, and you got to know what you don't know. And putting a head coach that you trust, that you're cool with on staff helps, because in any case, when you start bringing on these other coaches that you don't have relationships with, right, you need somebody that you can trust. And having a guy like that helps, right? So shout out to Coach Clark, right? And fit a C. Listen, it's Delaware State. Nobody wants to be at Delaware State. And I could have went B. I could have went B, right? I could have went B here for fit because he's in that New England area which is right down the road from Philly, right down the road from New Jersey, right down the road from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows his name is well known in the New England area because of his time playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So it's not the worst fit, but it's not the best fit because it's Delaware. And who really cares about Delaware, right? So that was just one of the things you got to think about when you're talking about fit in this regard. But impact 4, coaching 3, fit 2. What's that? 4, 7, 9. It's another B minus. Another B minus overall. But I like it overall. I think the impact in Delaware State being relevant this season is going to be an absolute blessing for the MEAC. All right, now, next up. Good old Michael Vick, baby. All right, now, what does he write about Michael Vick? He says, Michael Vick, B+. Like Delaware State, Norfolk State made a splash by hiring former NFL pro quarterback Michael Vick as his next head coach. Vick's hiring by Norfolk State is a bit different from Delaware State's hiring Deshaun Jackson because he has a deep connection to the state of Virginia, more so the Bay. Vick was not only born and raised in Virginia, Newport News to be exact, but he also started as a top Heisman candidate out of Virginia Tech. In theory, the former NFL quarterback legendary status and ties to the state of Virginia make Norfolk a prime destination for top recruits in the area and beyond. While we can applaud Norfolk State for taking a risk with a Hail Mary celebrity hire, we cannot properly judge Vick as a head coach until we see results on paper, which is absolutely. I get it. But this is the reason why I say what I said. You got to give it in a lot more details, a lot more context, right? So you already know. Impact A+, coach C, right? He's done it on some levels. I think he's gone to a couple camps. He's gone to a couple, he's been in a couple staffs, but nothing really serious in coaching, right? But fit and impact, A absolute plus. You can't get it no better, right? You can't get it any better. Now, I'm going to be, this is the part I'm going to say. I'm going to be honest. I talked to somebody about this. I'm really shocked about the lack of buzz in Michael Vick's recruiting. Now, I don't know if it's because he's still doing Fox Sports and everything like that, but I'm not liking it. I'm not like Deshaun Jackson has hit the ground running. For real, like Deshaun Jackson is on a rampage in recruiting, right? He's offering everybody getting I think some high quality guys, right, to come in there and play. But I'm not seeing the same thing from Norfolk. I'm just not seeing that energy. I know he got a guy, Elijah Payne, maybe, I don't know, what one D lineman that he's got all committed to him, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the buzz. I'm not seeing the pickup. I'm not seeing the recruits roll in like I would expect to see from a Michael Vick Norfolk State-led team. But coming from Deshaun Jackson, my God. My Lord, my God, that boy has been on a mission. He is recruiting his ass off. And it's clear to see. It's clear to see. But I'm going to hold out. It's the new year. I'm going to hold out. But Norfolk got to pick it up, man. Norfolk really, really has to pick it up. I'm not seeing it. All right. So, last but not least, and I think this was a straight.
What kind of shit is that?
Listen, man. Aggie fans, close your eyes. Close your ears, close your eyes. Sean Gibbs, North Carolina, North Kakalaki gets an A+.
What kind of shit is that?
To return to dominance, akin to his final years in the MEAC, NCAT called upon Sean Gibbs to turn the Aggies around. Gibbs is no stranger to A&T, having previously served on the Aggies coaching staff as a tight ends and running back coach in 2 stints. His second tenure as a running backs coach was the most fruitful. He directed an Aggies run game that helped produce 3 different MEAC Offensive Player of the Years and winners. includes future NFL All-Pro selection Tariq Cohen, won 3 awards in a row. Gibbs returned to North Carolina A&T 3 years as a head coach at Fort Valley State, leading the Wildcats to a 22-9 record. NCAT made a masterful hire by hiring someone with history with the Aggies and still approval from a former players and alum. Now, listen, I think Jerry did an awesome job in this article, but he fucked this up. He dropped the ball on this one. There's no way in God's green earth that you give this Bama an A+ when he has not won anything. He hasn't won anything. He won that Division II bowl, Beach Bowl, which was like a consolation prize to the consolation prize, right? You never beat Chinnis. You didn't beat Miles this last year. I'm confused. I am super confused. And my issue is this. He's not walking back into the MEAC. He's not walking back to the MEAC. He's walking into the CAA. Whites only. You drinking out of whites only fountains, my boy. You're not going back to the MEAC. If it was a MEAC, I would say an A-, something around those lines. But it's no, A+? When you couldn't even win anything you couldn't win anything at Fort Valley. Again, that's why I wanted to break this in categories, right? I wanted to break this in categories, right? Because as a fit, it's an A+. For fit, it's an A+. But for coaching and impact, it doesn't hit the same for me. It just doesn't hit the same. Now, 4, 7, 10, it still comes out to a B, maybe a low A, right? But guys, listen, man, there's no way you can give him an A+ in coaching and he's never won anything at Fort Valley. There's no way. No, I'm not saying again, and again, I say this all the time. He's not a bad coach. He's not. I've said this on numerous occasions. But to give him an A+ for coaching or an A+ for impact, I can't do it. The fit is perfect. The fit is absolute perfect. But he never won anything at Fort Valley. And you expect me to believe, again, that's great in the SIAC. It's amazing. It's amazing. He has to go into the CAA. He's not walking into the MEAC. If he was walking into the MEAC, I'd be like, it's an A higher. Solid A. Boom. Solid A higher. Right? He'll get it back on track. But no. Hell no. Hell no. It's no way. Everything, again. Now, mind you, they've beat, during his tenure, they beat FBS opponents and all that type of stuff. I get it. I absolutely get it. And again, I think Gibbs is a solid coach. I think this was a perfect hire by NCAT. But to think he's going to walk into the CAA, the over-under should be 4. The over-under should be kind of 3.5, if I'm being honest. It should be 3.5 because you do have 4 black schools that you're playing, right? And I wouldn't be surprised in the first 2 years, he might get 8 wins. Might. Out of 22 games, he might get 8 wins. That record going to look real different when you win the CAA. So again, now teams can fluctuate. Teams can go up and down. Teams cannot be what we thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Teams can be better than what we thought they were. They can be worse than what we thought they were. But at the end of the day, this is a yikes. This is an absolute yikes. So we'll see. The CAA ain't no slouch. The CAA ain't no slouch. All right, last but not least, Tremaine Jackson, Prairie View hire. Let's see what old Jared talked about. Jared gave him an A. After choosing not to renew the contract of Bubba McDowell, Prairie View dipped into the D2 waters and hired former Valdosta State head coach Tremaine Jackson. Jackson is no stranger to the SWAC, having previously played for and coached at Texas Southern. He was a member of Tigers coaching staff in 2008 to 2011, helped guiding to a now defunct SWAC championship. The former Texas Southern student athlete has been a head coach at Colorado Mesa, Valdosta State since. He has a 40-12 record, including 2 Division II playoff appearances. This season, Jackson State led to Valdosta State to a perfect 10-0 season. Division II national championship game. In addition to his ties at Texas Southern, Jackson has numerous connections to the state of Texas. He was born and raised in Houston, has served as multiple collegiate staffs in the state. Listen, bro. If anybody should have got an A+, it's this one. If anybody should have got an A+, it is this ninja right here. How does Sean Gibbs get an A+ over Tremaine Jackson? I will never understand. I will never understand. It is ridiculous. The only reason he got a C- for impact is Prairie View. They got 12 fans. There's no changing that. Okay? There's no changing that. It is a C-. It's Prairie View. It's Mr. 12 fans. Okay? That's all you're going to get. Now, coaching A+. He's won in a tougher division in Division II. He took his team to the Division II national championship. The fit gotta be an A+. The Bama from Texas. Like, this has to be the biggest, outside of Michael Vick to Norfolk, is the biggest no-brain hire in all of college athletics. This is a no-brainer. This was a layup. And I'm just glad Prairie View couldn't mess it up. He beat Miles, and he would have beat the brakes off Fort Valley State as well. So how you give a better grade to Sean Gibbs than Tremaine Jackson? And he would have and he beat one and would have whooped the other one? Come on, man. What are we talking about, man? Absolute foolishness. Absolute foolishness. This, to me, is such a great hire, man. And I just can't wait to see what Tremaine brings in as a culture, right? Because he's been at the top of the top. Valdosta is like the Alabama of Division II. He's seen that culture. He's seen winning culture. He's experienced winning culture. He's had the expectations of winning in a white institution, being a black head coach. Completely different than you being at Prairie View where they just happen to be there. Oh, we just happy to be here. Oh, as long as they come in for homecoming, we're straight. Get your season tickets, all 12 of y'all. All 12 of you, please get your season tickets. Right? It's a different mindset. It's a different culture. And I'm curious to see how it works out. And he's in the West. And he's in the West. Listen, I saw that offer. Okay. I'm about to go. I gotta go left or right. Left. I'm gonna go left. Let me explain something to you. Every coach in the SWAC should be offering Malik Hagens a scholarship, except the school that will not be named, right? FAMU should have offered Makai Hagens. Bethune-Cookman should be offering Makai Hagens. Southern and Grambling should be offering Makai Hagens. It doesn't make any sense to me that you can see this kid every day in your conference and nobody is. Grambling, you lost your quarterback. How you are not trying to get Makai Hagens, it makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. But I'm telling you right now, if Tremaine Jackson gets Makai Hagens to Prairie View, it's going to be trouble. I feel like Dollar Bill from Players Club. Blue, if I get about this cheat, it's gonna be trouble. It's going to be trouble. Listen, not good enough. I think T-Set it can be a star. I really do believe that. I think T-Set can be a star. But you need somebody right now, right? You need somebody right here, right now, to get some wins. So what I heard with this is that they offered, but they pulled it after the visit. It wasn't a committable offer. Now, don't get me. Listen, I'm just telling you what my sources told me. My sources said that he went on a visit, and Southern's offer was not committable. So he couldn't commit to the offer. Even though they paid for him to fly down, they did all this stuff. It is what it is. You're smacked. Again, some of you guys have a hard time finding talent. Makai Hagens is a G5 player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Makai Hagens is a group of 5 talent. He just is. And if you get him behind an office, see, none of you watched UAPB. A lot of you guys who talk about something like, oh, he needs this, he needs that. Go watch his tape at UAPB and watch his offensive line. And in particularly, watch his left guard and his right guard. Go watch him. Oh, talking about track. Yeah. He needs development. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. My bad. You're right about that. All right. So, because people talk bad about Makai, and I'm like, I don't. Listen, man. There is. Oh my God, against Tennessee State. Oh, he was absolutely balling. It's the same thing with FAMU. FAMU got a kid from Central Michigan. And granted, I've seen his tape. He has a cannon for an arm, an absolute cannon. But he don't got no juice. Makai Hagens got juice. And what I mean by that is like he's an elevator of talent. Like he's the I buy time and I make something happen. Right? He got juice. He just got the juice. And the guy that FAMU has, I'm not saying he can't throw the ball. He's a better thrower of the ball than Daniel Richardson. And I think Daniel Richardson's lack of down the field throws limited FAMU's offense in certain ways because they're speedy guys. They're known to get down the field. So with the guy that they got from Central Michigan, listen, he can throw it 60 yards in the air, like with ease, right? But again, every throw ain't going to be 60 yards downfield. Every throw ain't going to be 50 yards downfield. And I think that's where Mekhi Hagans comes into place. And I think Mekhi Hagans is just a better, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what my sources told me. They paid for the visit. He came down. The offer wasn't committable. That's what I'm told. It's just what I'm told. So, but I would love to see Mekhi Hagans at Prairie View. And you Bamas know, you Bamas know, I can't stand no Prairie View. I can't stand them 12 fans. But Mekhi Hagans is a star. Mekhi Hagans is a star. And if you get an old line around him, because finding talent in the state of Texas should never be a problem. Okay? You can like trip and fall, hit your head and recruit talent in Texas. It's Texas, okay? You just got to know where to get it. You just got to know where to get it. So for me, if they get this thing built right with Mekhi Hagans at the helm, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. That's all I'm gonna say. It's an absolute problem. So I'm curious to see what it looks like. All right. I wouldn't mind him at Tennessee State. And again, the reason I would like him at some of these schools like Tennessee State or South Carolina, I know South Carolina State offered him. I would like to see him at either South Carolina State or Tennessee State is because some guys just need the right structure around them. And I think UAPB did the best they could with what they had, and he still succeeded. But if you get a quality staff around, no disrespect to the UAPB staff, I think they're amazing. Coach Tony Hall, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Cool. And I think Tony Hall needs, he needs to be elevated, but that's a whole other thing. But anyway, I just think that the resources that UAPB does not have hindered what Mekhi Hagans could really, really, really do. I think Mekhi Hagans is a 3,000-yard guy in his sleep. Like, I think he can wake up out the bed and get you 3,000 yards and probably run for another 550, 600 yards, right? I think he's in that boat. And if you really want to play the game with Mekhi Hagans, I think he could be a 35 to 4,000-yard passer. He has that type of ability, but one, it has to be the right scheme, and you have to give him a good offensive line. With anything, you got to have a good old line, right? That's just what it is. So. Woo-wee! With Savage, with Shamar, would have been crazy. Now, my thing is this. I haven't really seen Tremaine Jackson's offense as the style of play that he did at Valdosta. So I'm going to have to go back and watch that to kind of see the style of which he was trying to get to, or what he does, if he's a run-first guy, pass-first guy, spread guy, whatever. So trying to get an understanding of that. But, I think getting Mekhi Hagans, man, that's big time. That's big time for Tremaine. I think it's a great way to start off your campaign at Prairie View. You got to get a quarterback. You got to get a quarterback. And it just don't work without it. So it is what it is. All right, last point before I get up out of here, guys, and you guys can enjoy your new year. Listen, I'm going to keep saying this, right? I'm going to keep saying this. HBCU plus NIL equals broke. Now, the school that will not be named, right? I think they're doing a damn good job in how they're setting it up. All right? I think they're doing a damn good job in how they're setting this up. Why? Because the school that will not be named, right? They're doing it in a sense of, we're going to take money from our reoccurring revenue and let it fund our NIL program, which is genius because there's only guys. Listen, man, you have to look at this as a money pit. NIL is a money pit. The only thing that is replenishing is the TV money that the big schools have to split with the players now, right? That's the reoccurring revenue. Everything else is boosters and alums and businesses that are just feeding money trying to buy a team. This model would not work anywhere else because, again, if you're in the NFL, what the NFL owners pay you is what they make off of you, right? So as the collective bargaining agreement goes up and the salary cap goes up, the income goes up to allow you to pay all the subsidiaries. But if the income has no return on investment, if the income cannot sustain you, you are literally making yourself go broke trying to make this work. And there's not a player in HBCU football that could legit have an NIL deal. Like something to where it really makes them money. Unless it's like t-shirt, I think the running back from FAMU had a dozen or something or whatever, right? Like it would have to make sense for a company to partner with you. Then it would make it even more regional or more like fan base type things, right? Where schools, I'm gonna keep listen. HBCUs have to do a better job of doing better business. And what I mean by that is your star players, just like the Ohio States, just like the LSUs, you have to promote your star players. There should be no reason why you couldn't buy I keep saying you can't buy a Bishop Bonnet jersey. You can't buy a Marquise Bell jersey. You can't buy a Akil Glass jersey. Those are your reoccurring revenues. If I keep putting my championship players' jerseys on sale and a percentage of that sale goes to NIL or a collective to pay players, that's money you did not have to come up. It just came to you. You didn't have to come up with it. It came to you. You paid for the product. You paid for the price of goods or whatever. You marked it up and you took $4 or $5 off the top. There's no reason why Grambling shouldn't be selling the quarterback jersey that won them championships. There's no reason for you can't make it make sense. And I'm gonna keep saying this: Alcorn not selling Steve McNair jerseys. Now, I listen. I heard it's a battle between the family and the estate and all that, but y'all better figure it out. Got to figure it out because that is your moneymaker. Those are your moneymakers, and figuring out ways to get those players or get those names and get those numbers or whatever, promoting those players. If it's t-shirts, if it's jersey sales, if it's whatever it could be, you have to find a way to get reoccurring revenue, right? And what I mean by reoccurring revenue is not having a subscription, not like making a subscription to make your alumni just feel like they're just giving money to like no point, right? Like I'm just giving money. They get something in return, right? So with the school that shouldn't be named, Ashley's taking money off the ticket sales. Well, if you were going to buy tickets anyway, that money, it doesn't feel like they've lost anything. The ticket sales went up $5. He takes $5 or the $2 or $3 or whatever, and it adds it to he was going to buy tickets anyway. Right? That's the stuff that's reoccurring revenue that hey, we got it. It's here. And I think more schools, if you're trying to get into the collective and NIL game, that's the way to go about doing it, is owning maybe taking money off the tailgate spots, right? But if I bump my tailgate spot up from $100 to $115, Well, now I just take the $15 off the top, and that's for my NIL money. Right? Or I added like everything has an NIL fee to it. Right? Like, so when you buy tickets, it's an NIL fee that you got to pay. It's a tax, an NIL tax that you got to pay. It's a percentage. It can be 5%, 7%, 8%, whatever you want to do, right? So if you buy a tailgating spot, it comes with the NIL tax, right? If you buy something out the bookstore, it comes with the NIL tax. Like, you got to figure it out. Again, I don't know how that works. And I'm just saying, you got to, if this is the game you want to play, if this is the game that you want to be in, because I'm getting tired of HBCU players texting me talking about, Scotty, I was promised this, but I ain't get it. I had a booster reach out to me and said he was going to pay me $750 a month, and I never got it. Because if we're being honest, the kids don't need a lot. They just want something. $250, $300, $500. And again, I'm gonna be honest with you. No first-year player would ever get an NIL deal from my school. It just ain't happening. For you to get NIL money or collective money, you have to be there 2 years or longer. Reward loyalty. Reward loyalty. Very simple. Right? Or maybe they can only make so much. There's a cap on how much you can make as a first-year player. If you're a first-year player, the most we can offer you is $300. If you're a second-year player, $750. If you're a third-year player, $1,000. You got to show me that you can do something before I get out the bag and pay you. Because, again, you're not FBS and you can't afford paying these high premiums of players. You just can't. You just can't afford it, right? So, again, you got to think outside the box. That's what coaching's for. That's what Coach Cole said. Isn't that why you get paid to coach? I'm paying you $300,000. You can't find nobody. Everybody you find got to get paid. I don't think you're a very good coach. I don't think you're a very good coach. I would bet to believe the kids at Nichols, everybody from Nichols ain't getting paid. Nathan Rimbert, the kid that came from Edward Waters and went to Valley, was the second leading receiver. He wasn't getting paid at Valley. Giovanni Gibson, that went to UAPB, he wasn't getting paid at UAPB. Again, excuses. I don't want to hear that. If I'm paying you $200,000, don't give me no excuses. Do your damn job. Go find some freaking players. I'm paying you $200,000 to go find players. Keep your ass up. Be in the lab. Find some players, or I'll find another coach who can do it. Very simple. Or you won't get no FBS, then you ain't going to get no check. Come on, man. Nah, we're not doing that. Too many kids. Again, I'm going to tell you this all the time. It's too many kids. But listen, if that's a game you want to play it by yourself. Play it absolutely by yourself. All right, man, listen. We're going to keep y'all on. Just want to do a quick little show. Start the 2025 pretty good, pretty decent, pretty high. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it is snowing up here in Ohio. We got like about 4 or 5 inches of snow. You know what I'm saying? It's been a crazy ride up here, but it's been enjoyable, man. But listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.